can
I trade to my coach. But
yeah.
Okay.
All right. She's okay.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Actually, we never do like this because she came here, so we know. But usually only athletes can show the big number and so on. Yeah.
Strong, det är bra.
Ja, tack. 745.
Varsågod.
Thanks.
Hej.
9-4-3.
Tusen tack. Tack.
Under världscupen, och det är startnummer 92, Vanessa Fock från Tyskland. Det är de startnummer som har lite annan färg. Vi har 12, 24 och 30, det är 6 minuter lite knappt nu till första starten som alltså är Hanna.
Det har jag. Och så har man undersökt där nere.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, very welcome to Östersund for this suddenly moved final of the World Cup 2021, this very special season. We have 5.5 minutes now to the first start of startnummer 1, Hanna, som den här säsongen har tagit silver i VM på distans i den mixade stafetten. I sammanhang. Years ago, they were in the individual race. But this year, 6 times. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the race is on just now. Anna Öberg, Sweden. 30 seconds between each athlete. Tjej som har vunnit den här säsongen. The best young athlete on the World Cup, already on the top of the podium. This year from Belarus, number 3, Dina Alibekova. Den här säsongen. Seger i Hoffitsen var det bästa. Så är det första schweiziska nummer 4. Erste Schweizerin aus Engelberg mit die Start nummer 4. Lena Hecki. Det var det någon på fallet. Från VM förra säsongen på den här distansen från Tjeckien. Last year's World Championships in sprint from the Czech Republic with number 5, Lucy Sharvatova. Good luck. One of the big names, one of the favorites, who has been 12 times on the top from Italy. Number 6, Dorothea Vieren.
Lisa Theresa Hauser as we go back to the start. And Julia Simon, one of the quickest on the tour. 0-0 from her could bring her a win. What about Notten of Norway? Norway's quite in the past, Mike, it's been a sort of a one-star team. But over the last 3 or 4 seasons, they've had 3 or 4, and now actually very difficult to get into the relay.
It is, and not in I thought her season was going to be spectacular when in what the second World Cup, was it the second or the first, where she finished 3rd in the sprint there. I thought, yep, another star in the making, but she hasn't really followed that great start to her season. She'll be hoping to maybe end it to that kind of level as well.
Shavatova starting 5. The speed is picking up. I don't know whether she's pacing herself on Alembekova, but considerably quicker than Hannah Öberg, who started number 1. Öberg just coming down into the range area in front of the commentary boxes at the moment. And we'll see whether she's got the pacing right. Vera up to the 1.3. She's given away, well, a fair chunk of time, to be honest, Mike. That might suggest to me that Shavatova has gone off a bit too fast.
Vera, we could see on the start line, the first 50 metres are always a good feel for the form an athlete's on. With the attack they start the race, I thought she was in good form. She attacked really well. Nice and relaxed and easy. Yeah, just no stress there at all. Maybe she's back in that mindset where, okay, it's just another day, it's another race, I'll relax.
Yeah, I guess with the overall World Cup being decided in Novo Mesto, the Czech Republic, last week, that takes a bit of pressure off Vera. But to be honest, by the time we went into the Christmas break, I think we already knew she was an outsider for the Crystal Globe. Now, what can Hannah Öberg do? Her shooting this year has been okay, 88 and 87, but that's not a good start in the prone. Let's see where it went.
The cameraman isn't following her shooting method.
Yeah, he'll get it. He should know Hannah Öberg's sort of pattern of shooting, but 2 misses, Mike. That's her out of it, and now she's in danger of losing 3rd spot in the overall, because Franziska Preuss of Germany has a really good opportunity to close down some of the 20 points between them.
That was a shocking start for me from Hannah Öberg. This is her range. She knows the wind here. She knows how to change the sights. I think in her defence, the wind did pick up quite strong from the left up to, what, 8 kilometres an hour. And I don't think she read it when she hid behind her blinds.
Just trying to pick up on the pulse rate of Alembekova. Can't quite read it on my screen. That's a great shoot. Really good shoot. Look at the time. Is she sub 30? Yes, at 28.7. That's respectable. Won't be the quickest, but she's not going to lose more than a couple of seconds to the favourites. And slightly bizarrely, Mike, those who tend to finish in the top 10 do not produce top 10 shooting times. They're always just 4 or 5 seconds off the pace.
I think that is so sensible, especially today, just to back off a little. And we'll probably see Vera even reducing her speed maybe to, what, 25 seconds, 26 seconds.
Steady shoot from Heike so far. Shavatova, who's got the fastest intermediate time. If she can back that up with 5 out of 5, no, she can't. Built that position very quickly as well, Shavatova, and now it's all going wrong. All that good work out on the tracks for nothing.
Oh, I really feel for her. You can see the rifle on her shoulder. It's a very loose position. Normally, you really love to be locked into the rifle, but Shavatova, great ski speed. What a real pity she's not hitting the targets.
Now, Vera, what are you going for? 26, Mike?
Yeah, I think 26, and I think what's the wind doing? It's dropped a little. It might be a little confusing. Probably get 5.
Well, long delay to the last shot, but that was good enough. 4.4, that's a big margin. 28. Had she stuck to the 2-second gap between the rest, then it would have been 26. But still, good enough for Dorothea. Vera needs to pick the ski speed up on this next lap. 1.3 outside at the moment. And then Bakava still leading. Julia Simon is out on the tracks. Lisa Vitozzi, Vera's teammate, also out on the track. She's looked fantastic, Mike. I must admit, I hadn't realised that she'd had such a severe bout of COVID. And, you know, that was part of the reason that she was so low at the beginning of the season.
Oh, it must be nerve-wracking, and as a professional athlete, it must be shocking when you get it. You don't know if it's going to have a rebound. And yes, I've been surprised how many top athletes have had it and have eventually found top form again. In fact, racing, even in some cases, better than they've ever done before. This is aggressive, no messing about. Just the last shot, the thinking shot. I thought she was clear and out. Reasonable fast routine there through the 5 shots.
Selina Gasparin, the oldest of the Swiss team, and certainly been leading by example over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Looked good at the World Championships and was pretty solid in Novo Mesto. Good 2.5 extra in between the rounds compared to many, and throws the last one wide. That's an expensive miss for Selina Gasparin, and we're not going to see her threatening the podium positions.
I always see that last shot as a confident shot. Selina looked fabulous there. The rifle was steady. And then just a flinch, a reaction prior to the last shot. You can see the foresight there, closest to us at the end of the rifle. A post ring, it's called. And quite a wide aperture there, so good vision around. Patrick's happy. Patrick Oberegger. That's a very good start, a very positive start from Naughton. 5.7. Vera's only 1.3 behind Alimbekova. And Simon into the range, 3rd fastest, but 7.8 behind. I was just about to say, the wind has been kind there at 2 kilometers an hour. You barely feel that breeze, but maybe the sights were offset to the left. Could account for that shot missed.
So Vera up to 3.8. Remember the total distance for today, 7.5. So she's gone through the halfway stage. And back to Anna Magnusson of Sweden. The Swedish certainly happy with the way their season has gone so far. They've had a few issues with the coaches, couple of coaches catching corona, and that's obviously meant they've had to be isolated. So in Novo Mesto, the athletes stepping in to sight and to encourage and give splits. Quite a nice touch, Mike, and ironically, they produced their best results of the season in many ways, apart from Contiolati, and that just shows that the team spirit is good.
And sometimes when you have a disruption to the normal routine like that, the athletes have to step in. And yeah, the mixed relay 3rd and the single relay, they took the gold medal. I thought it was an outstanding team performance, both relays.
Oh, Vitozzi throwing number 5 wide, and we've seen that a few times. A 25-second shoot was good. Maybe a couple of seconds on that last shot would have been well spent, as Hannah Sola surprised us with a medal at the World Championships. Hannah Sola, but the ski speed, which has more or less been there, Mike, but it's just been hidden by some bad shooting. So when she goes clear, she is a real threat.
And I think the long-reaching glide that she has, it does remind me of Dobracheva. And so she's very strong. She's very efficient on her skis with great balance.
Yeah, I think you could say the same for Alimbekova as well. 0 on the prone. Is she going to get her 2nd win of the season? If this goes down, she's certainly going to take the lead. Oh, What a shame. The last one denying her a clean sheet as Wisniewska goes for 10 out of 10. Nice finish, very solid finish, and she will, pretty sure she's going to take the lead, 13:46. We've got Alembeckova out on the penalty loop for a moment. Alembeckova started 30 seconds ahead of Wisniewska and actually should retake the lead when she comes out. That's going to be fairly close, though.
Mironova, the Russians would love some success, wouldn't they? They'd love a World Cup win, but Mironova 52nd last weekend. The shooting just isn't there. Well, it is for Heikki. Now, this could really threaten the top. When she hits 10, Heikki really can dig deep into this great fast ski speed, which she does have. Well, that is a decent lead, isn't it? Going out after the second shoot, she's 8.5 ahead of Alembeckova, who's missed one, and Heikki, the perfect 10 out of 10. Now, this is vintage Vera. No freedom of thought, no tension, just let them go, and it's probably, what, 22.9. I thought it might have been quicker. That was perfection. Tandra Vold must feel positive about this venue. She was second here in this race at the World Championships. Only 9.7 behind the gold medal on that day. She hit 10 out of 10. So Breza Boucher skis very fast, has done all season. Has some good days behind the rifle, but sadly, I think she has more less effective days. Hopefully today is one of those very good days.
Yeah, Breza Boucher just 5 seconds off the pace set by Eckhoff in the last sprint race in Novo Mesto. Just a little bit careless. The French all the way through the season, Mike, it seems to have been the prone that has put pay to their success.
She has the lead at the intermediate time now, ahead of Anna Boucher, who is second.
Oh, I think that's a little unfair to be mentioning Hannah Solo's name while she's down on the range. Kjell-Erik Christiansen will know, I'm pretty sure he'll know exactly what he's doing. 4 out of 5. Yes, she's got a quick split, Mike, but that information could have waited.
Oh, there are so many distractions, aren't there? When you start your race to the end, you get so many sensations, thoughts as you go around, but hearing your voice in a critical moment, it impacts, it comes through, it registers.
And a good point. We haven't had a stadium announcer all season, have we?
You know, we did in Novo Mesto last couple of weekends, but they're normally not giving too much too much volume. Selena Gaspari in the fast skiing, but she has to hit more targets for a top 10. Now she's hard pressed now for what, a top 50.
Yeah, may well find she doesn't qualify. Chevalier Boucher, and can she clean 5? If she does, then that time of Alembekova's could be bettered. 6:47 she's after. She's got 20 seconds to clear the range, and shooting in lane 6, that is a distinct possibility. That's good news for the French, and that might settle the rest of the team. Breza Boucher skiing exceptionally well. Hasn't matched that with the shooting. Chevalier Boucher skiing well, shooting well. Looks good.
Well, we haven't really seen the best of Paulina Fialkova yet. I still think that as every race goes on, she seems to have picked up her pace and often her shooting, but maybe not today.
Standing shooting at number 60. Blushko Brown at number 6.
10 seconds to the first shot. That's quite unbelievable. By the time you stop, you put your poles down, you take your rifle off, magazine in, and she let the first shot go in 10 seconds. 20-second full routine, but it did cost her one penalty. She'll have to turn left onto the penalty loop.
Now, Elvira Öberg, another member of the Swedish team that started the season so well. I think she's looked a little tired. It's understandable, Mike. It's a long season for the sort of the veterans on the tour, let alone the youngsters, and she's only 22. Nothing spectacular at the World Championships, but she's had plenty of top 10s this year, with 4 out of 5 to start with. I think unlikely to win, but a top 10 is still possible. Strong finish coming in from Alembekova. She's got a little bit of traffic to deal with, and she's on the wrong side of it. Needs to cut sharp to the left to find her way into the finish area. And no problem there, nicely found. And Alembekova looking for a sub 19:30. She's done that, 19:11. And a good last loop, pushed very hard. Remember, she did a penalty loop. Hannah Öberg started 1 into 3rd position at the moment, thanks to those 3 misses. A dreadful prone shoot. And take away those, Mike. Just looking at Öberg's time, 3 misses. Take away 2 of those. She's only 10 seconds or so behind Alembekova, but Lena Heike, that is fantastic. Shooting clear, skiing really well on that last loop, but her time is likely to be bettered by Dorothea Viera, who's gone 10 out of 10 yet again. And this is important for Viera. She's 5th in the World Cup standings at the moment. If she has a really good race compared to Franziska Preutz, then she could get into the top 4. And if she can pick up a big quota of points tomorrow with Hannah Öberg down the order, she may well move up into 3rd come the end of the season in 2 days' time. So Viera into the finish. She was 20 seconds clear. That's cut to 18.8, but 18:47, the new lead time here in Östersund, and good work by Dorothea Viera.
You know, confidence in any sport, it's a big deal. The shooting has improved mostly. She did miss a huge amount of targets in the pursuit last weekend, but all the other races were good. And I think that's a podium performance we've just witnessed.
Well, that will be interesting. Shoot number 1, Viera down in 3rd. Chevalier Boucher was ahead of her, but she missed in the stand. 5 out of 5 for Todorova, and 15 seconds off. Now, what can Tandrevold do today? Clear in the prone. If she gets 5, she is going to have a very tough last loop. It's tight. Down they go. Good shooting from Tandrevold again. And 13:21. She's got a way to go. I think she's going to have 4 or 5 seconds to make up, Mike. But if Tandrevold's in the form that we saw in Pachuca when she outskied Roisland on the last loop, I think we could see Tandrevold going ahead of the Italian. That will be close.
It's going to be very close. I felt that Viera lost a lot of time over the final kilometre, but this will be a close fight. Advantage to Tandrevold.
Austria's Lisa Theresa Hauser out of the range, and 1.3. That's very, very respectable from Lisa Theresa Hauser. There are the standings after the first shoot. Chevalier Boucher leading at the moment with 6:41. Hauser, Alembekova, Viera who leads in the finish. Tandrevold, who's just gone ahead, just gone on to her last lap and is chasing Viera's time. 24 is Chevalier Boucher. Won't be long before Tyrell Eckhoff gets underway. Starting number 55 today. You're going to make a prediction, Mike. 1 for Eckhoff and 2 for Stina Nielsen, who starts a minute and a half behind her.
Eckhoff, I just have a feeling, I've had that feeling the last couple of weekends that if she misses 1, and I feel that she may miss 1, possibly 2 today, then she'll be chasing a top 5. So I'm not sure she's going to win today. Viera has set the bar high, and Hauser's still to come in. So we'll have to wait and see. If the wind is unkind, as we see a little gust coming in now, then that will clearly affect Eckhoff.
The leader is now at target 29.
Now, Chevalier Boucher, this is a big shoot for the Frenchwoman. The ski speed is fantastic. She looks relaxed. It's looking very promising with 3 down, 2 to go for Chevalier Boucher. Throws 4 wide, 5 is down, but the podium definitely is still there for the taking. The ski speed is so good. She should come out some 12 or 13 seconds off the pace of Vera.
The routine was good, the breathing routine was excellent. The first shot, I think maybe he tried a little early, Viscon, and it didn't pay off.
Julia Simon with 1 miss on each shoot, as you can see. And that will have taken her, what, 52, 53 seconds to go round. So she's matched Vera for ski speed, but not on the range today. And Julia Simon, who's shown so much promise. You know, when you've got that sort of ski speed, Mike, really she should be on the podium more than she is. Tandrevold through the 6.3 and still has 3.5 seconds to make up. She was 8.2 behind. Oh, my goodness, she's absolutely flying, Mike, but I wonder whether she's gone too quick on the first half of the loop.
Vitozzi, I was thinking, sorry, Vera and Vitozzi, I thought their skis were gliding well, but we always know Tandrevold, Eckhoff, Reuschland, the skis are brilliant in almost every race, so that could be a little advantage to Tandrevold with 3.5 to gain.
Yeah, Vitozzi only 1 miss, but 39 seconds off the leaders. So it's not the sort of performance we've been seeing from her over the last couple of weeks. And a respectable start in the pursuit, but not a top 5. I very much doubt that's going to be a top 10 either, with the closeness of the sprints that we've been having recently. And still, the favourite, the world #1, the sprint Crystal Globe winner, has yet to start, as we see Elvira Öberg try and match her sister on the race. Well, no, she doesn't want to match her sister. Hannah Öberg missing 3 today and may well be out of the top 40.
I think the Öberg sisters are tired, and when you're tired, so the body is fatigued, you're not quite the same in terms of your mental attack or your mental clarity, and I think that's why they both missed 3 today. They're both exhausted.
Yeah, understandable. It's been a tough season. So, at last, number 55 is ready. Tyrrell Eckhoff trying to extend her record and win 7 sprint World Cups in succession. It's been a phenomenal season. Not only that, Mike, she's after the record of Magdalena Forsberg of 14 wins in a season. She's got 12 already, so she's only got to win 2 out of the 3 here to equal that. That's a big ask, isn't it? I mean, and her conversion rate from winning the sprint to go on and winning the pursuit is second to none.
Oh, she's just having the most incredible season, and she's changed. That she's grown up, I think. She's matured as the season has gone on. She's coping with the pressure fabulously well. Looks a little tense today, and starting later than any other point in the season.
Great finish from Todorova. Yeah, that's really brilliant. Good. Within 20 seconds, that could well end up being in the top 10. What's Tandrevold managed to do? She had 3.5 to make up. She's not done it. And I think, Mike, we may have been right. I think she may have pushed the first kilometre of that final lap just a little bit too hard, because Vera wasn't quick over the closing stages, but she was quicker than Tandrevold, who may be on the podium yet again, but it will not be that elusive win for her.
Davitova wanted so much last week, the last 2 weekends in Novo Mesto, to put herself on the podium. It didn't work. I thought the pressure off, she might be back today on form.
So, recognise this lady, Stina Nilsson. Once upon a time, the best cross-country skier in the world. You only have to go back to 2019 when she was winning World Championship golds. Switched to biathlon. Too early to assess her performances, Mike, or do you think today is the test?
She's had a few tests last weekend in Obertilliach. She missed 4 out of 10 as Hauser still keeps herself in this. No, she's on the penalty. She's losing a further 25. I think that Nielsen is beginning to understand biathlon, but I can't see her shooting better than 8 out of 10 today, which for me would put her in the top 20.
Yeah, what would be great is if she makes the top 60 and does a pursuit, so she gets used to racing against the best. And then maybe next season, after another summer of learning the shooting. I mean, she hasn't got too much to learn in terms of the skiing, and I think the rest of the Swedish team have benefited from having someone of her ability around.
It's lifted the game, and I must say, when we saw Stina Nielsen on the start line, she looked like a cross-country skier. Edgy, twitchy, nervous energy. Biathletes who just calm to think, okay, it's about skiing and shooting. It's not about the 0.001 of a second faster leaving the start gate. So Stina Nielsen still showing her cross-country skills there.
Ida Lien for Norway. We'll give you a split on Eckhoff when she goes through 1.3. Tandervold at the moment. No, Hannah Sola, the quickest time at 1.3 and at 2.1. And in fact, on that first loop, Hannah Sola out and out the fastest, but hasn't been so good on the range. Ida Lien gets 5 out of 5. It's not a quick shoot over the 30-second mark.
That is Lien's trademark, isn't it? She's just careful and very, very good statistics. She doesn't risk missing and always plays a little safe, but it does work for her.
Yeah, Mike, just looking at the fastest shoots in the prone as we see Chevalier Boucher across the line, 23, 23, 24, Kadurish, Heike, Gasparin. What have they got in common? All from Switzerland. I wonder whether there's been a team brief.
Fialkovas. Yeah, ski speed's great there, isn't it, Patrick? Take that one miss away and she would without doubt be chasing this top spot. In fact, she may well have achieved the top spot at 23.5 behind.
Yeah, she was 13th in the World Championships with one miss. Might get a top 10 today. Denise Herman, who got herself a rare podium finish, hasn't won for over a year. And with her skiing ability, actually it's the skiing that's deserted her this year. Yeah, in the past, Mike, she could miss one and win. She was in Dalmar's league in terms of ski speed, but not this season. I don't know whether you have a feeling. I'm certainly not aware that she's suffered from COVID.
No, she has had back injuries and continually has trouble there, but I don't think it's a major factor. And it's quite interesting comparing Herman with Stina Nielsen. Herman 6 podiums in her cross-country career. They were all in sprints, but Stina Nielsen has distance podiums and 22 wins in total and 37 podiums from cross-country skiing. I love that trademark from Reuschland. She just gets all the recovery she can in the last 10 seconds before the first shot goes.
Well, she's closest to the microphone, which is why you're picking up the effects. But it's important to hear that, isn't it, Mike? You can hear the physical struggle going on, trying to control the breathing. And a positive breathing drill to try and cope with it.
I think it's great, and it's subliminal. You get into that routine every time, but you could hear the exhale after the missed shot. She was gasping. She was desperate for another breath, and the exhale was desperately in need of more air coming in, and I think that's why she missed the middle shot.
Well, here is Eckhoff just looking at her times. 3rd fastest going through the split time coming into the range. Maybe a little bit surprised by that, but Eckhoff so good later on. The shooting time is going to be fascinating. She went 5 with 5 in the prone in the last sprint event. Little bit of tension in that left eye. Oh, she rattled that one down. Is that sub 30? It may well be. That's a good shoot, whatever. 27.6, and Eckhoff has started brilliantly. Is number 7 on the way. I think they'll be getting fed up, Mike. That will be a maximum, 420 points from the sprint this year if she does win today.
It's really incredible what she's achieved this season. Into the range, she was 2.1 behind and leaves clearly ahead again.
Well, that would be 7 wins on the trot for Eckhoff. 901 8 sprints in the season, wasn't it? 2011, 2012, when she was the dominant force. But I'm not sure how. They must have had 10 sprints that year.
Yes, to win 8 was something, but Eckhoff just looking invincible once again.
Preutz looking for a top 3 in the World Cup standings. What a shame about that prone miss, but that is, oh, had that gone down, it would have been the best stand shoot we've seen so far. 22.9. She has a quick look at the leaderboard and, or has a look at the targets just to make sure it didn't fall. The quickest standing shoot so far, Mike, but with one miss, it has cost her.
Oh, Preutz, she's been so close so many times to winning and podium so often, so close. And she felt, for me, very tense today, trying to get them all down, but that tension cost her.
Go on, everyone rooting for Stina Nielsen here. Can she get 5 out of 5? Yes, she can. First World Cup. That is excellent. And the stadium announcer getting very, very excited by that because he's followed Stina Nielsen on the cross-country tracks for many a year. Here you go, Mike. That's the lack of drills. That's so slow. That could save her 2 or 3 seconds.
That left pole isn't even on yet, and that's how long it takes to get these drills so inbuilt, they're second nature, they happen just through reaction. Hey, this snow falling just recently started. It may well slow the tracks a little for Eckhoff or Nielsen.
Well, it could do. Bizarrely today, Mike, Eckhoff has been off the pace on the tracks and one of the quickest in the prone position shooting. So she's gone to the top of the leaderboard after that first shoot and a 4-second advantage over Chevalier Boucher. Kaisheva into the top 10 with a 10 out of 10. And so far, of the top 10, what have we got? 5, 6 of them have hit the perfect score.
Not an easy day with the changeable winds. The stand, if you're shooting way over to the left side of the range, down between, what, 27 and 30, it's safer, it's sheltered.
Now, you would normally expect Eckhoff to extend her lead, but she's gained a second only on Chevalier Boucher. So, could be the snow that's starting to slow the tracks down. Maybe she's saving something for the last loop, but I'm not sure that Eckhoff can afford a miss today.
I don't think so. We know that she has been saving in every single race, saving a little extra punch for the final lap. But Eckhoff looking like she's trying to stretch herself on the track today.
Nice shooting from Ida Lien. She gets 10. We could have over 15 clear by the end of today. And 14 outside coming in. If she can stay within 20 seconds of the leader, she could be going into the top 5 or 6, which is a really good day's work from her. Shevchenko. Did you shoot right to left or left to right, Mike, in the prone?
Yeah, I shot right to left. I think most do because you're arching on your pivot point, your left elbow. There's less of an arching when you shoot into your body, if you like. And most do it for that reason.
Yeah, with Shevchenko shooting left to right, just didn't feel right. When Tandrevold does it, it seems absolutely natural. Because, of course, she is left-handed, left-eyed, whatever you want to call it. Did you get your list of left-handed shots?
In the back pocket.
All quiet on the range for a moment. Denise Herrmann just arriving for her second shoot after shoot number 1. Herrmann down in 29th position, 33 seconds behind. Made up a couple on the tracks, but not enough.
Herman just so calm throughout that whole process. It's taken her 5-6 years to master the drills and just get the rifle comfortable, and made that look very, very easy.
So number 44, Sweden, coming in, Mona Brorsson, just looking to see how Stina Nilsson is doing. Mike, top 5 after the first shoot. This could be the coming of Stina Nilsson. That would be fantastic. Now, Roysland with a miss in the prone, and 5 out of 5, she could be looking at top 5, definitely. That's good. Great shoot. That was quick, and almost down at the 20-second mark. Fastest so far is Lena Heikki on 20 seconds, and Roysland will have improved her lot here. 17.9 behind. Now, Tyrell Eckhoff. In my book, she needs 5. Eckhoff a 6.5-second lead. There's a miss. She has got to have saved something for the last loop if she wants to make it 7 sprints in succession. 16 seconds to play with over Vera coming in, Mike. That is going to be a close run thing.
It is. She's got still only halfway up the range. She's still, that clock is ticking quite fast now, and then it's going to be, what, 23 seconds now from when she enters. So she may find herself, what, some 6 seconds she has to pick up over the last 2.5 on the track.
Yeah, and the traffic on the track is not helping. Has to go around the outside. I don't think that's a problem, actually, Mike, because it gives her a better angle of attack into that last corner. So we're expecting between 5 and 10. It's 5.5. And Vera will have seen that. And if Eckhoff is anywhere near in the shape that she was last week, then she'll make that up without too much problem. But she has to do it sensibly rather than too quickly. Preutz with 2 misses, 48 seconds behind. And that is going to make her job of finishing in the top 3 this season a little bit harder, but she's up against Hannah Urberg, and Hannah Urberg's had a dreadful day with 3 misses. She's down in 27th. Preutz is already down in 15th, so there could be a 7, 8, 9 point swing between them, unless of course Urberg is pushed out of the points altogether.
Hettish has come in, placed quite nicely, 15th. She can gain here if these 5 go down. I'm just worried for Stina Nilsson when she comes in. Well, the stadium announcer, she's not used to it. At IBU Cup, you're not getting much in terms of information or audience noise whatsoever. Of course, it's COVID time. But that's one fear for Stina Nilsson when she comes in, that she may be distracted.
I think Lynn Persson will be pretty happy with that. Here's Stina Nilsson, 4 out of 5. Fantastic work. Well, that is exceptional, Mike. And not only is she going to get World Cup points, she's going to get a start in the pursuit. She might finish in the top 3. This is where she's got to turn the skiing on. I just can't believe that after a whole season of biathlon, she's fiddling around with the straps like she's never skied before. I just cannot believe that.
I thought that was a great performance from Stina Nilsson, and Roysland here is really attacking on the track. Stina Nilsson, that's her best shoot of the season. She was only 3rd Swede last weekend in Obertiliac in an IBU Cup, and 1 minute 35 off the lead time. Today she's having the race of her life.
Yeah, she's. There were a few controversial remarks about her inclusion in today, but I think she's certainly got the selectors off the hook, Mike, with that 9 out of 10, and she might possibly be the best Swede on the day. Lynn Persson is in 11th, 29.4 behind. There is absolutely no doubt that Stina Nilsson is going to beat her, and that could well mean that we're going to see Nilsson starting the World Cup Tour next year. Now, Eckhoff, what's she done? Coming out of the range for the 2nd time. She had 5.5 to make up. She's only made 4.4. Well, she's only made 1.1, Mike, so still work to do. And Tandrevold couldn't close it from there.
I'm amazed. The Eckhoff on form would dance her way, attack her way up that climb. Kruko, that's a decent performance, top 15. But yes, Eckhoff not quite the same spark, the top form that we've seen so often in this race all season. And now a lot of work to do to pull those 4 seconds back.
Yeah, a little bit of retribution for Dorothea Vera if she does manage to hold off the Norwegian, because Eckhoff is the one who has taken the overall crown away from Dorothea Vera this year. It could be Vera who stops the winning run of Eckhoff, but it is not decided quite yet. Roysland coming up to the 7.1, 400 meters to go. Just this last little bit of climbing, and then it's all about limb speed. The hard work is done. Now you have to stay balanced and then ski really smoothly and efficiently into the finish.
Interesting, Roysland is only 1.2 seconds behind Hauser. The coach has said you've got 2 seconds to make up, and I think she will. I think she'll manage to get ahead of Lisa Theresa Hauser.
Yeah, Eckhoff, Mike, outskied by Tandrevold over the first 1.3 kilometres on this last loop. I'm not surprised, because Tandrevold went very, very hard, and she paid a price for that in the latter stages. But Eckhoff at the moment, 4.4 outside. She's gone through 6.3. We'll get her coming through 7.1, and there she is. Now she's got close. 0.6 of a second to make up. It could all be down to ski speed, Mike, because the descent from that point will determine her overall time.
Oh, and I think with Eckhoff so close, just over half a second, she's not going to let this one slip out of her hands. Roysland, in the end, didn't manage to catch Hauser. Hauser putting in a great last 500 meters.
Yeah, good attack. I think the snow certainly slowing the tracks. It made Eckhoff's work just that little bit harder today. 20 seconds to play with. Vera watching on, wanting to get a win, a rare win this season for the Italian. Tyrrell Eckhoff looking to make it 7 sprints in succession. 10 seconds to play with, 100 meters to go. She has to keep the power on, and Eckhoff is going to make it. That's an incredible comeback. 3.1 seconds in the last 400 meters. 7 out of 7. She goes on to 13 wins for the season. She is just unbeatable. And Mike, it is all about the belief she has in herself.
Oh, that is so impressive. I thought she may miss one today, possibly 2. She wasn't on her best ski form, that's without a doubt. She's exhausted, but still she can dig into her soul and find this magical performance once again. Totally unbeatable.
Yeah. Unless Stina Nielsen does something remarkable on the last lap. But Nielsen actually too far down the order. Nielsen down in after chute number 2. I've missed her position. She must be there somewhere. Yeah, Nielsen actually down in 22nd position after that second shoot, Mike. I thought she was a little bit closer than that, so she's got work to do if she's going to catch the best Swede. Yeah, she was in 5th coming into the last shoot, but then missed one target, so it was the extra 23, 24 seconds for going around the penalty loop.
Yes, at 6.3, she's still 21st. I thought maybe she'd pull back 10 seconds, but that would be Vera, and that is quite a tall order.
Yeah, 41. She's actually losing time to the leaders, which we wouldn't have expected. You know, you shove a rifle on your back, and skiing isn't quite so easy, but still a very, very good performance. So Nielsen, here she comes. Here she comes, World Cup points. I think that is good enough. She's got a reasonable start in the pursuit. Looking tired now, trying to stay within, what, 45 seconds of the winning time of Tyrrell Eckhoff.
It's so different, Patrick, to have had all these years in cross-country up to the age of, what, 27, now biathlon. Very different with that 4-kilo rifle so high on your back, and I'm surprised she's lost quite a bit of time on this last lap.
Yeah. And Stina Nielsen, though, I think will celebrate tonight. 55 seconds off the pace. Certainly not her best ski form. You know, she was one of the best sprinters. She was the best sprinter in the world for, what, a season and a half, Mike, and just wasn't able to show that sort of skill on that last lap.
Sadly for Stina Nielsen, but her season best without doubt on the world stage now, not just the IBU Cup stage.
Vanessa Voigt of Germany has just started as we see Krashunkina down the 5 prone targets, only 12.4 outside. I do think the snow that is still falling, but lightly, I do think that's had a slowing effect on the tracks. Certainly, I think Eckhoff would have been further up the order coming in for that second shoot had it not snowed.
Oh, she had to dig even deeper today. She didn't look like she enjoyed the last 2.5 kilometers, but she'll enjoy this yet another victory in a fabulous season.
Yeah, and of course she's won the Sprint World Cup, she's won the Pursuit World Cup, she's won the overall World Cup, could still win the mass start. She can't win the individual. That has already been decided. Shared.
I was just thinking, could Chloe Chevalier change things? She'd have to ski very fast, and she needs these last 2 shots.
Well, it's a great shoot. The French will start to get excited. They got Chevalier Boucher in 4th at the moment, and the margin is 15.4 seconds. So Chloe Chevalier might just be able to get in there. She's going to be, what, 17, 18 seconds off, 18.2, and she's not going to catch Vera, I don't think, Mike. Vera was good on that last lap, and Eckhoff was sensational over the last kilometre. Kalkenberg for Norway just easing up as she comes in for her second shoot. No rush. Wind quite strong down the far end.
Quite interesting. Last Saturday, down in Obertiliach in Austria, she was equal first in the sprint competition there. And Igorova from Russia equaled her time, so a shared high point on the podium. Made that look so easy.
Yeah, I was going to say statuesque. Just immaculate, relaxed position, rock solid stance from Kalkenberg, and the 5 targets down. A really well-disciplined shoot, Mike. She took her time, didn't rush the first shot, didn't rush the entry into the range, but once she was underway, there was absolutely no hesitation at all. 37.4 outside, but good work from Kalkenberg.
And it's quite difficult, I think. You come up from IBU Cup, so a lot of racing there. You know a lot of the IBU athletes. It's very big and it's very new coming to the World Cup. It's televised. It's a completely different feel. I thought Kalkenberg did a fabulous job there.
Yeah, well, here's another athlete from the IBU Cup, and not only from the Cup, she won it this year. So Voigt, a little bit of expectation on her shoulders, trying to prove that the gap between the IBU and the World Cups is not that big.
She had to rebuild there again, so you could hear her running out of breath. Took a much longer break in between the first and the second shot, and she's got her routine back.
Yeah, it's a long hold between the last breath and letting the round go, Mike. And the longer you hold, the more you shake.
And she'll be disappointed. Yes, it does. Yeah, she'll be disappointed to see that was 40.7 seconds stop-start, and she's the best athlete, the best female athlete from the IBU Cup.
Late start for Akimova today. Limited racing this year. We did see her in the last week, 25th in the last sprint in Novi Mesto, and then had a bit of a nightmare in the pursuit, missing 4 on the second prone. What have we got? 27. I was going to say 27 athletes separated by a minute in the finish, Mike. So if she can keep this sort of form going, she's certainly going to be in the top 30 at the end of the day.
Steinbeck, what, only 3 World Cup outings so far in her career, and well, maybe feeling the pressure again, trying to prove herself. You just feel the energy, the spirit dropping down there. It's an awful start, missing 2 of your first 5 shots. Then you have to regroup your thinking again.
Through that, looks to be just in a little bit of a panic. Listen to the breathing pattern. Getting calmer and calmer as the shoot goes on. First round down, the secret. I think that is respectable. 27 behind. She's not produced the quickest shoot, but should still be within 35, 36 seconds of the leaders. And out she goes for lap number 2. 35.5 the margin as Norway's Fem Steinvik just exits the penalty loop. Quite crowded out on the tracks.
Just looking the best of the German results across the finish line. I think it's top 15. It is, well, 16 from Hettich. I expected better today. Preudt, we saw those 2 shots missed, and Hermann struggling on the range as well.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen in German biathlon over the summer months, Mike. It's been, I know they had a couple of good relays over the last couple of weeks in the Czech Republic, but really it's been a poor season by their high standards. And I wonder whether there'll be a shake-up in the coaching or whether we'll see some new names come through from the IBU. Chevalier we'll into the finish.
It's good, 12th position. So tight, it's, I think, the tightest group, the tightest first 1 minute. 28 athletes in that 1 minute. It's as big as we've seen all season.
"12 out of the top 30 shooting the perfect score, but yet again the winner, or the leader, who we suspect is going to be the winner, has missed 1 target, given everyone a chance. But Eckhoff today saving a lot of energy for that last loop. And shooting so quickly, Mike. If she'd shot as slowly as she did in Novo Mesto, there is no way she would have won.
Yes, quite interesting. Maybe she felt, I'm so tired, I need to pick my range times up. Maybe that was her thinking. It did cost her that missed shot, though, I think, in stand shooting. But she saved a little, or digs a little deeper always on the last lap to bring herself once again onto the top.
Yeah, advantage of starting later, or starting last of the big names. So she knew exactly what she was chasing. And you could see from her reaction that she was pretty certain she was going to win when she crossed the line in first place. But she won't be presumptuous on that matter. But she knows she's just that much quicker than everyone else on the start sheet behind her. Kalkenberg, 21st position. That's a really good result for her. And what is she? 4th Norwegian at the moment. Lien, who's had a great day, in 9th at the moment. We've got Roysland in 6th. Eckhoff, of course, leading the way. Well, that must mean she's preparing for the interviews. It's all got to be right.
Got to look right, haven't you?
Look good,
I noticed
feel good.
Yeah, it's a big part. Amanda Lightfoot, she's in 60th position at the moment. She's only missed 2 targets, and I thought she did a great job last weekend. 20th position in the IBU Cup. Perfect shooting then. I bet she's wishing that all 10 went down today. At the moment, 60th position at 7.1 kilometers.
Yeah, 207 behind. which normally would qualify comfortably. So that 2:30 mark, Mike, for the third week in succession has been cut to around 2:10 after what, decades of being 2 minutes 30.
It's incredible. The field, I think this season has tightened up so much. Even though Ekov is outstanding in nearly all the events, the field behind her is female biathlon is improving, and very much the same as the men's race now, where we're looking at what, 2 minutes 2 seconds maybe for the top 60 today, or less.
Yeah, and Belina just about to go in across the line. Good run from her, and that pushes Britain's Amanda Lightfoot out of the top 60, so no race tomorrow for her. Lightfoot's season is over because she will not have qualified for the mass start on Sunday. Pursuit and mass start over the weekend. It's a fantastic climax to the season. Not so much at stake. The mass start trophy has to be decided in the women's. In the men's, it is all about the overall. Effectively, only 7 points between Johannes Tingesbo and Sturla Holm Leigrid, who is looking to win the title for the first time. Well, nice shots of Tyrrell Eckhoff, and Mike, absolutely staggered how she managed to take so much time out of Vera over that last 400 meters. 3.5 seconds over the last 400, most of which is downhill. There is that one little rise before you break left into the stadium, but just shows that if you can keep the fighting spirit to the line, and you yourself pointed out that Vera looked as though she was you know, right at the end of a wick coming through to the final stages.
I thought so, and Vera will be so disappointed. 2.5 seconds, and Vera's last 100 meters was empty in comparison to Eckhoff, who was just attacking to the line. And a lot of her 2.5 seconds was probably in the last 250 meters. Eckhoff so sharp on the cornering, but that is the advantage, isn't it, of starting behind. You get all the advice, all the timings.
Yeah, but she's also a very good finisher. We saw that in the mass start in the World Championships, overtaking Roysland in the last 100 meters. She's a good free skater, and generally seems to be able to keep a bit of strength in the leg for the finish. Now, Fem Steinvik, 2 misses in the prone. Pulse rate not excessively high, at around 128, 129.
That's tough. Your big chance at World Cup, and maybe that was it. She's been shooting a lot better at IBU Cup, and the opportunity comes along, and maybe just a little tense there on the range.
Yeah, but she's in the right team to be given a second chance. Certainly, when you're given an experience, it's all about soaking up the experience rather than putting in your best ever performance.
Krishinkina, another decent performance. Well, only 58 seconds behind, but it's 29th position.
Yeah, still slightly surprised that Stina Nielsen lost so much time on that last loop, but she's still in the top 26 as we see Jamanot. Just looks a little bit hunched in the position.
It was interesting watching her zeroing earlier, and Jean-Paul, the shooting coach, was giving her all the advice, right? Should the wind drop down, do this. Should the wind increase from the left, do this. And she's hit all her 5 in prone shooting. But that was quite a tricky moment there in standing. You can see the wind has increased from the left. Shemarenko, well, Valentina Shemarenko. Good shooting as always. It's decent shooting. 90% hit rate there today. And like many, it was the last shot missed.
Been on the World Cup since 2005, so hugely experienced. Will have been to this venue, what, 14, 15 times in her career. She'll know the tracks almost as well as the locals. Now, Amy Basurga, we've been looking forward to this one. Oh, hardly saw her miss a shot at the Junior World Championships, but 3 of the 5 going wide, gets the last one. Ski speed, Mike, within 54 seconds at the second shoot. It's respectable, but it's not quite as close as I was expecting to see.
No, I thought maybe... Yeah, I thought we'd see better, but she has had that busy program of Junior World Championships, IBU Cup races, and at 21-year-old, you could just feel fatigue there in all of her movement.
I'm not sure she won't pick the snow as her excuse rather than fatigue, as we have a look at the top positions. Eckhoff, Vera, Tanrevold in the top 3 at the moment. Looks as though she's going to stay there. Chevalier Boucher missing that one in the stand. That's cost her. And another good result from Lisa Theresa Hauser, Mike. Yes, she looks more tired than she did at the World Championships, but a breakthrough season for the Austrian, and it's going to be interesting whether she can improve on that next year and challenge for the overall crown.
I think she could well, because the coaching staff, it's been the 2 new coaching staff who have anchored, I think, the improvements in terms of her ski speed. Her shooting has always been good, and I think Hauser could be the big name next year.
Yeah, Preutz down in 23 in a battle with Hannah Öberg for the top 3 position in the overall World Cup. She has beaten Öberg today, but she's going to pick up precious few points over the Swede, who at the moment, where is she? Is she out of the top 4? Yes, Öberg's out of the points altogether, down in 47. In fact, Hannah Öberg, Mike, Elvira Öberg in 47. Hannah is down in 51. So she's in danger of missing out on the pursuit. And that will be significant because Preutz has certainly qualified. So that could swing the top 3 finish.
Well, Hannah and Elvira Öberg, they'll be so disappointed. They wanted so much here. And they did provide so much here at the World Championships, 2019. But not to be today. In fact, Hannah was 4th in this event, and just less than a second off the podium.
Vanessa Voigt, as we mentioned, promoted from the IBU Cup on the basis that she won that tour this year, and 54th position. She might just get herself a start in the pursuit. So she started number 92. There are 10 more athletes to finish. And she's got to hope that only 5 of them beat her. Akimova, this is a good run from Akimova, having started 94. She's certainly going into the top positions. A minute at the moment separating the top 30, so she might just squeeze into the top 45. 126, top 45. Yeah, she's going to do that.
Well, that's quite incredible. At 1 minute 23 behind, normally you would expect a top 30 position in the women's field, but this track, and maybe with a lot of the big players a little tired, it's really pulled the field together very tight.
Yeah, some big names have missed out, Mike. Davidova has missed out from the Czech Republic. Sharvatova missing 4, missing out on the pursuit tomorrow. Mari Ada of Finland is in 60th position at the moment, and I have a feeling she might just be pushed down and by Gorieva.
Yes, Susan Dunkley, sadly, great form last week with 2 8th positions. Today she's 90th, but she has missed 6 targets. The skiing still good, but the shooting way off form this week.
Yeah, some surprise performances. 90th position for Susan Dunkley at the moment. Gorieva with 2 misses in the pro, still only 106 behind. If she can keep that margin or lose just a couple more seconds, top 40 is possible.
You just feel that this performance, she looks sharp. It's not an advantage with this snow falling. She's only 21, I think we'll see her at the first World Cup and probably training all summer with the national team this coming summer.
Well, they need something. Mike, the best of the Russians at the moment, down in 24th position. That's Mironova, who's 52 seconds behind. Actually, Kaisheva, I missed her. She shot clear and is in 16th position. But it's still not good, is it, from a nation that was so used to getting 2 or 3 athletes into the top 10.
And remember 2008 when the World Championships came here, well, they were one of the dominating nations. I think Germany slightly ahead of them at that time, but they were second place and winning many medals.
Germano looking for a pursuit start. She's just got herself one. She edges Voigt a little bit closer to the cliff, who's now at 56, but I think that might be it. Just 4 starting after Jean Monod. Amy Basurga was one of them. Basurga should be into the finish fairly shortly. Gorieva has done okay. She's certainly going into the top 60, and that means Selena Gasparin is going to miss out. 1 place above Selena Gasparin is her sister, Elisa.
Gorieva just clipping the ball out there. She was desperate to cut that corner so tight, nearly tripped her up, and losing maybe half a second. But I think with 2 targets missed, this is one of the best ski times from the Russian team.
Well, it's good effort from starting outside the top 100. And remember, top 40 with World Cup points. It's going to be very, very close for Gorieva, and that will be a good move for her. Maybe she'll be a regular feature on the Russian team next year. Denise Herman down in 34, Big Drushna 35. Leah of Norway just survives. Gorieva into 38th position, and having started last, she is guaranteed some World Cup points today. That's a good effort from her. But Mike, you look at those in the top 10 who have missed targets. They are all lightning quick. Roysland is there, Hauser is there, Chevalier Boucher, and of course Tirolekov, the best of them all.
Basurga there, the junior world champion. Yes, she's missed targets, but what, 83rd position? She'll be very, very disappointed.
And Hannah Sola, Mike, had she hit 1 more target, would have been on the podium. Had she hit 2 more targets, because she missed 2, she would have won the race. She is so quick at the moment.
Incredible. It's going to be an amazing race tomorrow. The positions are so tight, we could see somebody as far back as 45 getting onto the podium.
Well, Lisa Vitozzi down in 20th, 45 seconds behind. She might fancy a chance of a top 5 in the pursuit. Julia Simon is quick. Preutz is quick. Just going back down to check where Hannah Öberg has finished the day. She has survived. She starts 52. She has to get herself some World Cup points tomorrow. But in her form, her current form, probably wishing she hadn't qualified. She does not look as though she's enjoying it out on the tracks at the moment. And such a contrast, Mike. At the beginning of the season, no one could get anywhere near Hannah Öberg. In fact, the whole of the Swedish team were going well. We were suspecting that they'd got the wax absolutely right in Kontiolahti. I'm wondering now whether their training program will be adjusted to make sure the peak comes a little bit later on in the season.
I think that would be sensible. The form was exceptional at World Cup 1, 2 and 3. There's Amanda Lightfoot now. It's a really good time behind the lead time, but it's not, sadly, good enough for the top 60 to date. And I think one of the best performances, Patrick, is Stina Nielsen. Although she's 26th position, she's 55.9 seconds behind. She's very new to biathlon. Did lose some ski time, which surprised me over the last 2.5 kilometers, but overall There's many areas that can easily be improved, and just the drills, in and out drills, she can shave off a good 7 seconds there.
Yeah, she didn't finish the best of the Swedes, but she has beaten both of the Öberg sisters. Tandrevold, another podium finish for the Norwegian. Looked very, very solid. She's been so good with the rifle of late in the sprint events. Surely that win will come at some stage. What she had, 9 podium finishes now, never been top dog. It will be a good day for her, certainly, and for most fans when she achieves that. Dorothea Vera, she'll be disappointed. It was a good early start in terms of ski speed. She had the advantage of that, but she didn't have the advantage of knowing what she had to do on that last loop. She lost 3.5 seconds over the last 400 metres to the athlete that eventually went on to win and make it 7 sprint World Cup victories in succession. Vera's title has gone, but she has been replaced by a very worthy champion. Tiril Eckhoff of Norway, the overall Crystal Globe, the sprint Crystal Globe, the pursuit Crystal Globe. She may still claim the mass start as well. What a season it's been. So Eckhoff making a little bit of history, Mike, with those 7 successive wins. Here she is.
But it really strikes confidence when you're shooting these days.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm in a really good flow now, and the shooting is fun, and that's not every day.
And what about this last loop? Because it was really close fight with Doro.
Yeah, I was a little bit tired in the last loop, and I got some seconds there, and I was thinking, oh, this is not my day. But then suddenly we were equal, and then I was okay, I'm gonna take that sprint, and I'm very happy.
You should be. Congratulations.
Yeah, and it's my 200 start this day, so.
Well, double happy then.
That's insane. 200 World Cup races. That's not every day.
Not at all. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, she continues to win and to entertain. What a fabulous athlete, and so nice to see, Mike. I still can't quite wipe the memories of her victory in the World Championship sprint in Oslo back in Girl. Bull and 10
of 60.
I think Neuner's record is going to be 1 more week in the World Cup. She's still, he might be a cup, but
a year November past, she's really had a strong routine as
the 11th of December. So Villa de la success. Roysland was in the have to get the skis back
for the men's race coming up in what, only an hour and a half. Plenty
as she always does. With maximum points, maximum pounds, only 7 of victories. Yeah, a smile
for the sprint.
To shove it in the. Be interesting on Sunday. So the 15-kilometre, the one of them taken off. There was always what with Lisa go down as the best improved.
So many times up, times having never been a podium hitter previously. She was always there.
Well, most of these photos will find their way into the Biathlon handbook for next year, and the winners of the Globe traditionally on the front pages. So that will be Tiril Eckhoff and A.N. Other. Will it be Lygrid? Will it be Johannes Tingesbø again? We will find out over the very good that makes a mess up.
And a big number will have increased.
Trophy winning athlete, but Cup standings, and some, you know, Lien with 1 or 2 flashes of brilliance. Mike has looked good. Anyone else? Kalkenberg. Who else do you think we need to watch from the Norwegian team in the future?
Yes, Norton as well, with the early podium she had in World Cup 1, and has been good, consistent throughout. And of course, the coaching staff need to take a lot of credit as well.
Yeah, Fem Steinvik not quite so accurate today, missing 4, so that put her out of the top positions. But she's shown some promise this year. Yeah, it's nice that the coaches get themselves in there. They play such an important role, and of course all the technicians as well, Mike. They've worked wonders. I was trying to think of an occasion when Norway skis weren't good. I can do it in the cross country, but I can't do it in the biathlon.
No, you need that single day made snow.
The women's race, the men's successive number of wins in a season tomorrow, and she starts first in the pursuit. Can she equal Neuner's 14 victories in one season? An extraordinary performance in an extraordinary season for Tiril Eckhoff. And so much of it is in the head. So much of it is a result of Patrick Overegger's coaching over the last couple of seasons. If there's one athlete out there who is enjoying her biathlon, it is Tiril Eckhoff. Added to that, she knows how to hurt herself. She knows how to push. Well, the snow a little bit heavier than you were thinking, Mike. We'll see what happens for the men's race coming up in an hour and a half's time. Hope you can join us for that.